Oh my God. Martinez. Wow. You're the best. So good.
Okay, we're going to start with some breaking news, actually, because we're just hearing that Chelsea are considering a late move for Aston Villa goalkeeper Emiliano Martínez. There were plenty of pundits saying that they felt that they needed a new goalkeeper if they're going to challenge Arsenal for the title this season after the weekend performance. The Argentina international representatives have offered Martínez to Chelsea. Chelsea's current number one, Robert Sánchez, as I said, come under plenty of criticism, didn't he, in Monday's victory over Fulham, as he made an error in one of those goals. Now, Martínez will be needed to find a new club after Villa signed Zucchi from Parma for nearly £30 million. He was, of course, the subject of interest from Juventus, but they chose to sign Vicario from Spurs. So interesting news coming out of Chelsea at the moment. They are interested in a late move for Aston Villa, Emiliano Martínez.
Chelsea's goalkeeper situation has suddenly become one of the biggest stories surrounding the club, and now reports are claiming that Emiliano Martínez has been spotted in London as talks over a potential move to Stamford Bridge continue. According to the reports, Martínez has been offered to Chelsea, while the player is also said to be interested in making the move. And now, with the Argentine goalkeeper reportedly in London to discuss the agreement, Chelsea fans are beginning to wonder if this could be the start of a major change between the posts. The timing is certainly interesting. Chelsea's current goalkeeper situation has come under enormous scrutiny following the opening Premier League fixture against Fulham. Robert Sánchez was heavily criticised after Chelsea conceded twice in the dramatic 3-2 victory, and the performance has reignited the debate over whether he is good enough to be Chelsea's long-term number one. And this criticism isn't coming only from Chelsea supporters. Several pundits have questioned whether Chelsea can realistically compete for the Premier League title if they continue with Sánchez in goal. The argument is simple: Chelsea can have talented attackers. They can have an exciting midfield. They can have Xabi Alonso implementing his tactical ideas. But if the goalkeeper continues making costly mistakes, it could undermine everything happening in front of him. And that's where Emiliano Martínez comes into the conversation. Martínez is a completely different type of goalkeeper.
Okay.
He brings Premier League experience, international experience and, perhaps most importantly, a mentality that has been tested on the biggest stages. The Argentine has already experienced the pressure of playing for his country in major international tournaments, and his personality is one of the reasons he has become such a recognizable figure in world football. For Chelsea, that experience could be extremely valuable. Imagine having Martínez behind a defense containing Chelsea's talented young players. A goalkeeper who is vocal. A goalkeeper who commands his penalty area. A goalkeeper who isn't afraid of pressure. And a goalkeeper who has already played at the highest level. That could give Xabi Alonso another layer of security. But Chelsea's interest would also raise an important question: what happens to Robert Sánchez? If Martínez really arrives, Sánchez's position would immediately come under pressure. Chelsea could decide to sell him. They could keep him as competition. Or they could potentially look for another solution. But one thing is certain: the arrival of a goalkeeper of Martínez's profile would completely change the situation. And that's why the latest reports have generated so much excitement. According to the claims circulating, Martínez has now been spotted in London, with discussions reportedly taking place regarding the potential transfer. Some reports are even describing the move as, "Here we go." However, Chelsea supporters should remember that until the club officially confirms the transfer and the necessary paperwork is completed, nothing should be treated as completely final. Transfer stories can change very quickly. A player being spotted in London doesn't automatically mean that a deal has been completed. But if negotiations are genuinely at an advanced stage, Chelsea could soon have one of the biggest goalkeeper stories of the transfer window. And perhaps the biggest motivation behind the move is the club's ambition. Chelsea don't want to simply finish in the top half. The expectations at Stamford Bridge are much higher. The club wants to compete for Champions League football. They want to challenge the biggest teams. And eventually, they want to compete for the Premier League title. That's why the goalkeeper position matters so much. Look at the competition. Arsenal have a strong defensive structure and an experienced goalkeeper. Manchester City have Ederson and plenty of experience at the highest level. Liverpool have invested heavily in their goalkeeping department. Chelsea cannot afford to have a major weakness in such an important position if they genuinely want to challenge those clubs. And after the Fulham game, that weakness became a major talking point. The 3-2 victory was obviously a positive result. Chelsea got the 3 points. The attack showed quality. The team showed character. But conceding 2 goals away from home also highlighted areas that Xabi Alonso will want to improve. And that's where Martinez could become such an important addition. He wouldn't simply be another player joining the squad. He could potentially become a leader. A voice inside the dressing room. Someone who brings experience to a relatively young Chelsea squad. And someone capable of handling the pressure that comes with playing for one of England's biggest clubs. For Martinez himself, a move to Chelsea could also represent another huge chapter in his career. He would be joining a club with enormous ambitions and a manager who wants to build a completely new identity. And if he can establish himself as Chelsea's number 1, he could become one of the most important pieces of Alonso's project. But now the question is, when will Chelsea officially unveil him? If the reports are accurate and the agreement is completed, supporters could soon be waiting for the official announcement. And imagine the reaction at Stamford Bridge if Martinez walks out wearing the Chelsea shirt. After all the criticism surrounding Sánchez, Chelsea fans could suddenly be looking at a completely different goalkeeper situation. The debate would move from, is Sánchez good enough? To, can Martinez help Chelsea challenge Arsenal and the rest of the Premier League's biggest teams? That's a very different conversation. For now, Chelsea supporters are watching closely. Martinez is reportedly in London. Talks are reportedly progressing. The player is reportedly interested, and the pressure on Chelsea's goalkeeper position has never been higher. The Fulham victory may have given Chelsea 3 valuable points, but it also exposed a problem that Xabi Alonso may now be determined to solve. Emiliano Martínez to Chelsea. If this deal really is as close as the latest reports suggest, Chelsea fans could soon have a new number 1. And if the Argentine arrives at Stamford Bridge, the pressure will immediately be on him to prove that he is the man capable of taking Chelsea's new era to another level. The goalkeeper debate at Chelsea has just entered a completely new chapter.